Hey y'all, today we're going to be looking at a story that Jesus tells in Luke chapter 15 verses 11 through 32. Grab a Bible and open it up there if you'd like. The parable of the prodigal son. And listen to how this goes. There was a man, he had two sons. He had an older one and a younger one. One day the younger son comes to his dad and he demands that he have all of his inheritance. He tells him, I want everything that is owed to me and I want it now. Well, this broke his father's heart. But his father divided up his estate and he gave each portion to each son. Well, the younger son, he moves off and he goes to this faraway place and he begins to blow his money and he begins to party hard until eventually he's absolutely broke. Suddenly a famine hits the land where he's at and the younger son had no place to live and he had nothing to eat. So he decided to get a job. Now he takes this job taking care or watching over some pigs. One day he gets so hungry that he begins to envy the food that the pigs are eating. At that point, he was completely and utterly broken, but there was no one to help him out. Eventually, he realized, I'm going to starve to death if I keep going like this. But you know what? My dad, he's got all these people who work for him, and none of them ever go hungry. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to beg my dad to hire me to work for him. Well, that's what he does. But first he thinks up a speech. He decides, I'll go to my dad and I'll say, Father, I have sinned against God and I've sinned against you. I know that I could never be part of this family again, but please hire me to work in your fields. And that's what he does. He heads back home, and as he gets close to home, his dad sees him. And when his dad sees his younger son coming home, he's filled with excitement and joy, and he runs to meet him. He throws his arms around his neck, he kisses him on the cheek, and as he's doing that, the younger son pulls away. And he bows his head and he says, Dad, I have sinned against God and I have sinned against you. And I know I could never be part of this family again, but as the youngest son is going to give the speech that he thought up, his dad, overjoyed with excitement, looks at his servant and said, listen, go, get the best clothes that we have and put them on my son. Go and get our family ring and put it on his finger. Then he looks to some other servants and he said, go, get the best calf that we have because tonight we are going to have a party. My son was dead, but now he's alive. My son was lost, but now he is found. And we're going to celebrate that tonight. Well, later on that evening, the older brother has finished up his work in the field and he starts to walk back to the house. And all of a sudden he begins to hear music and he sees people dancing. And he looks to one of the servants and said, what's going on around here? The servant looked back and said, it's your brother. He's come back home. And your father, he's killed the best calf that we have and he's celebrating that. And he wants you to go in and join him. When the older brother heard about this, he was furious. And he was so mad that he refused to go into the party. Well, when the father heard about this, he goes and he meets his son. And he tells him, son, come, join us, celebrate with me. But the older brother, still furious with his dad, he looks at him and says, I can't believe this. My worthless brother takes our family's money and he goes and he blows it. He blows it on parties and prostitutes. And yet you reward him by killing the best calf and throwing a party? I have been with you all of these years. I have stayed by your side, and I've done everything you've asked me to do, and not once have you even killed a small goat to celebrate with me." The father, he looks at his son. He said, "My son, you're right. You have always been here with me, and we're so close. Everything I have belongs to you, son. But your brother was dead, but now he's alive. Your brother was lost, but now he is found. Come, rejoice, celebrate this with me. Let's celebrate it together." Hey y'all, I hope that you will take and spend some time with Jesus tonight in His Word and with Him in prayer, and take our REAP Bible study questions and really walk through this passage. A couple things that just help us understand this is to know that this younger son, he basically was asking and telling his father he wished he was dead when he asked for his inheritance. And as he goes off and he parties, we often try and make this story about the younger son or the older son. But actually, this story is about the father. This story is about a father who longs to see the lost be found, and who longs to see those who are already part of the family celebrate when the lost are found. As the younger son returns home, the father says to kill the fatted calf or the choice calf or the best calf. And really what happens there is they would have a young calf that they would give everything to. It would be treated with utmost respect, and it was given the best of the best because it was the best that they had. And so when the older son finds out that they've taken the thing that they have put all of this money in, they've invested all this stuff into, he's so mad and furious about that. And it really comes down to the fact he feels mistreated. So as you read through this passage and as you look at it, I want you to think, how are you celebrating when lost people who are far from God, when they give their life to Jesus? Do you celebrate that? Or do you look down on them and think, I'm better than them, I deserve more? Because when we look at this story that Jesus told, the truth that we find is that we serve a God, a Father, who celebrates when a lost person gives their life to Him. So I want to encourage you, be praying for that. Be looking for those people around you, whether that's at school, at work, or just in a group of friends, or even online as you scroll through feeds or stories. Be looking for those who are broken. Be praying for them, and be asking that you would have some opportunities to share the gospel with them. Hey, we love you, and we cannot wait to see you very, very soon.